Well, hello. How's everyone doing? I see the person who's called on passive on the screen is Marty DeGarmo, who will be joining in soon. And I see Richard Redfern on the screen. So hello, everybody. Welcome. This is a public webinar, and my name's Susie McCrae, and I'm coming to you from Amherst, Massachusetts. It's a beautiful day today. The weather was pretty good, so welcome. This webinar is going to start at 4 o'clock on the nosy, and the people you're going to see on the screen are called panelists, and we're here to discuss and give you information about a company called On Passive. And whoever invited you to this webinar, you're going to want to get back to them afterwards because they really care about you and you're going to thank them that you were invited here. So it's going to get started around 4 o'clock. We disable the chat. Hi there, Red.
Hey, how you doing, Susie?
I'm doing delightful. How are you? Are all
right. I'm on my canal. I'm on my canal boat now, back in the UK.
What time is it there?
We're on 9 p.m. Not too bad.
Oh, that's right. Back in the old UK. So anyway,
yes.
we're getting people joining. So once again, my name is Susie McCrae, and you were invited to this webinar, or you may be a founder already, and that's okay. You may be here to continue to learn more on your journey, and that's great. So we've disabled the chat for these public webinars. It gets a little distracting. So what we want you to do is, as you're listening to the webinar today, or prior to it, if you want to get shouted out, go down to the Q&A and I'll say hello. I'll do my best to say hi to whoever is on. But if you have questions today, go down to the Q&A on your screen and type out your question about what you're hearing today. This is not for current founders who are looking for answers that are more private, because this is the public webinar. So if you hear something today and you have some questions, go ahead, Q&A. Red Redfern does an excellent job at looking through them and getting, during the webinar, getting your questions answered as best we can. So we've got about 37 people on right now. That's great. Welcome. We're going to get started in about 9 minutes. Let me say hello. Tim Dillon is here saying hello to myself and Red. Hello, Tim. And there's Dr. Georgie. Hi, Dr. Georgie. Roy is here from Nova Scotia. He's saying hello. Hi, Roy. Yes, it's going to be a great webinar. Larry Friend is here from Missouri. He is in the house. Hello. Daryl Cook from New York State, Upper New York State, where I believe all the apples have been picked at this time of year. So if you're just joining us, you may have come to one of these before. This may be your first On Passive webinar, so welcome. The people you're going to see on the screen, we're the panelists. We're going to go through this amazing business for you to listen to. And what I like to say to people, if this is the first time you're here, is sit back, absorb everything, and listen. This is different than other webinars that maybe you've been to. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But a lot of webinars you go to, they're always trying to sell you or upsell you. Have you ever been on one where you're like, wow, this is great, I want to join? You click on it and then it says, oh, wait, you've got 2 minutes to decide if you want to upgrade to this, that, or the other thing. Well, that's not what we're about. We're not here to pester, pressure, or convince you. We're here to share information about On Passive. and you're going to get excited once you hear it, and you're going to want to get back to the person who invited you, and I believe you're going to want to jump on board as a founding member. So we have the lovely Trila Williams wearing red today. Hi, Trila.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. So what Trila does is she is wonderful value to these webinars. She does sign language for the hearing impaired. So you're going to watch her, and she's going to go to town with this. So these webinars last about an hour or less, depending on how many questions and how much we end up talking. So just relax, enjoy, soak up the information. I got to tell you, I tell people I'm a smiler. I have been my whole life. I've seen the baby pictures, smiling all the time. My mother actually told me there's 7 kids in our family, and I was number 5. Then there were twins after me. And she said she'd put me down for a nap and forget about me because I would entertain myself, sing to myself, play, and she'd come upstairs and I'd be smiling. So I guess I was a good baby. But this smile has gotten even bigger since I became a founder for On Passive. And I've got my whole family and friends are on board as founders. And if this is the first time you're watching, you're going to see why I'm smiling, because there is this hope for all of us for the future because of this company and the CEO, Ash Mufareh. And I just can't wait for our McCrae family legacy to do the work we're going to do once the abundance comes in to help others. So let me check a few more. Oh, we've got the lovely, and I'm going to call you lovely Mike Hord. We have Marina Favit is here from South Africa. She'll be on. Let me just say hello to a few more people. So I said hello to Daryl. Viviana Rodriguez is here from California. Hello. Robert Tantillo. Hello. Alan G is here from Cape Town. Oh, Trevor Peters. Kaboom. Oh, kaboom from Mesa, Arizona. Dave is here from the United Kingdom. Hello. Al. Hello, everyone from Wisconsin. Eric Kessler saying hi, Red. Hello, Sherry from Southern California. How are you? We have David from Seattle. Greetings from Seattle. So welcome, everybody. We also, hey, Mike, if you don't mind unmuting, where are you from, Mike?
I'm from sunny California.
Oh, that's right. Another California person. And then Marina is coming to us from South Africa.
Yay.
She's got a big smile on her face too. So if you're, and it looks like Mike Ellis is on. You're going to hear from Mike Ellis later. Do you want to say anything, Marina?
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to say hello. I was struggling to find my mute button. I don't have my glasses on. Hello, Africa. Hello, world. We're so happy to have you here. Looking forward to an exciting webinar. Thank you, Susie. Doing a fantastic job. Love you always. Great to have our guests here tonight. And just stay tuned. Grab your cup of coffee. You've got 1 minute, I think. 2 minutes.
A couple more minutes. Yeah, a couple more minutes. Now, do you wear regular glasses or are they cheaters?
No, regular. No, prescription.
Okay. Because I have. Go ahead.
When I have them on, I get a headache if I, watch TV or something else with it. But I've noticed because I'm spending so much time on the computer lately, everything's fuzzy. But I'm trying to give my eyes a rest. But I do need to get an upgrade. It happens when you pass 50 years old, Susie.
Oh, well, I'm 59. Now, let me tell you. My friends crack up because if now with COVID, we don't go out as much. But when we go out to a restaurant or something, they have cheaters, which aren't prescription. They're like flipping them on. They wouldn't bring them. So they'd be looking at a menu and, they're going like this. And they'd say, Susie, can I borrow your glasses? Now I have progressive lens. I have two astigmatism. So I give them my glasses and they put them on and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, don't blame me. You left your cheaters at home. So here I am trying to figure out what I want to eat. And now I got to read the menu to them. So they know that's my pet peeve.
My son says to me, with those glasses, you can see into the future.
Oh yeah, I don't have those in front of me here. They're in my office. Yeah, I'll wear those next time. Hi, Dan.
I got them, yeah.
Hi, it looks like I got in on kind of an interesting conversation here.
Dan, how was your birthday?
Oh, it was great. Marina, you surprised me the other day. I'm going, oh my gosh, I got a birthday wish from South Africa. That was good.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Awesome.
Are you going to tell us how old you are?
Yeah, 65.
Wow. You don't look a day over 39.
You're looking damn
Yeah,
good.
I'm on Medicare now and everything. I'm just really old.
So I love to tell stories and I don't care. I'm off. I'm going to do this. So I got like 1 minute left. My mom and dad are still alive. My dad's 93. My mom's going to be 90. My dad is a hoot. He's got the funniest sense of humor. He always has. And they live up here now. But when they were living in Florida, I'd go visit and they had an older neighbor, Luby. And she would dress to the nines. She was a beautiful woman. She was an extra in movies and just very, very classy. So it was her birthday. And we invited her over to my parents to have appetizers and a cocktail. And my father says, hey, Luby, how old are you? And Luby goes, oh, Joe, you're never supposed to ask a lady how old she is. And my father goes, all right, how much do you weigh? My father went right like that. I'm like, oh, he's crazy. Okay, so we're going to get started. Marty, if you want to click record and I'll just do my little 30-second blurb and then we'll get started. Okay, we're recording. So welcome everyone. This is the public webinar for a business called On Passive. Sit back and relax. You're going to get a lot of information today. And the one thing I want to let you know is you may be watching this and saying, geez, I've never been a marketer. I've never been online. I've never looked to make money online. I don't really feel like I fit into the category of people talking today. Don't let that worry you at all. This business is for everybody. And the best part is this company is going to support all of the customers. It's not going to be your responsibility. So keep an open mind. We're not here to pester or pressure or convince you. We're here to give you information. And after this, during the webinar, go down to the Q&A. If you have questions about what you're hearing, Red will do his best to help answer the questions. And at the end of this webinar, if you want to move forward, get back to the person who invited you. And you're going to want to give them a big hug because they care about you. And then you two are going to have a big smile like the rest of us, because I think you just might jump on board and become a founder like us. So go ahead, Marty. It's all yours.
Susie, thank you. Great job as always. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday, the 21st of November, which I cannot believe it's that late. I want to welcome everybody. My name is Marty DeCarmo. This is a public webinar, as everyone knows, and we are sharing this unbelievable business with as many people as we can before it launches, because I think everyone needs to hear about it. The quicker, the better. Anyway, a little about myself. My name is Marty DeCarmo, 60 years old. I live in New Jersey. I've been online forever, since 2004. I got online like most people. I wanted to find a way to make money. I wound up on disability, and you don't make that much. So I said, well, I can get online and make money. So I got online. The second part of that of making money, that didn't happen. That didn't happen for a long, long time. I was able to join a business, but anybody can do that. I followed on, I don't know how many different so-called gurus to, the next biggest, best place to be, and did everything they said to do, and it wasn't working. I found out there's some skills that you need to know that these gurus cannot, no matter what they say, transfer what they do to you. They cannot duplicate what they're doing. And it just took me a while to realize that, because the way they talk, the way they come across, no, you're almost there. You're almost there. You got to do this package and pay $500. And wow, you're like right at the peak. If you go to this last master class, you'll be a master something, but not class, that's for sure. So I did that a long time, and I said, I'm going to have to learn on my own. So I did. I started learning how to market everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, whatever was there at the time, I did it. And thank God I ran into Mike Ellis about 7-8 years ago, and then Dan right after. And between us three, we make a complete marketer. We do pretty well. What I'm not good at, Dan does, and the same with Mike. Mike does stuff I just can't do or not any good at it. So between the three of us, we did very well. Well, then we found out something that's even worse than being on I don't know side, is because once you get in and you do know, you start realizing, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, then you get up and just all of a sudden you go, wow, I got it. We can market. We can bring people in. Well, then you find out of all the people on your team, you're now dealing with people like yourself where they don't have the skills. So you're in a vicious circle. Now we're going to try to bring people with us. I can't bring people with us. I can't give them 10 years experience. Mike can't do it and Dan can't do it. We tried it. You might be able to get 1 or 2 or 3, and it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. So we did that for years, and we learned as we went. I mean, we're learning as we're going, but we're not really accomplishing anything because we were more what you call the guru with heart. It wasn't about numbers. Getting the numbers we could do, but constantly go, well, how can we help them? How can we help them? And we couldn't. So bringing 5,000 people and 4,000 people, and then you got to learn how to bring them quicker than they quit and all. We didn't want no parts of it. Problem was, we didn't think anything else existed. I didn't personally. I just thought maybe it's not there. Maybe there isn't a company that makes it even for everybody. Well, about 18 months ago, I ran into Peter Rogers from the UK. Peter Rogers and Red's right here. And we were in business with them before that. And I asked Peter, what are you doing? And he said, and he started to tell me, and a couple of the dogs are going to bark now because they know I'm on. But I'll make it quick. He told me what he was doing, and I went, holy cow. And it was the things that I was looking for. Can I make money? Yes. Can people with me make money? Yes. I was like, oh my gosh, are the products something that people need and want? Yes. They're in high demand right now and getting in higher demand every day. It was a perfect scenario. So I jumped in with both feet. Mike and Dan did the same. And now Mike Ellis now is going to explain to you in much better detail, probably without dogs and birds singing in the background, so that you can understand how and why we're excited. And thousands of people are excited about this business. I'm going to turn it over to Mike Ellis. Mike, let him have it.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marty. I appreciate the introduction. And yeah, you're spot on, Marty. We're here today to talk about Unpassive. That's the business that we're in. But we're really here to talk about your wealth. And I know that's a topic that everybody likes to think about. Very few people know how to get there. But building wealth is really what we're all about, building that residual walk-away money that we all want. And like Marty said, in the past, it was just something that wasn't out there for the individual coming online that didn't have the skill sets that they needed. to be successful online. And that's really where OnPassive comes in. And OnPassive is doing some really extraordinary things. Again, they've never been done online, offline. Ash Mufareh is the CEO of OnPassive. And the things that they're doing are remarkable for us, those individuals that, yeah, we want to take care of that bottom line. We want to take care of those financial woes that we have. We just don't know how. Well, today, you're going to find a way forward with some really simple concepts. And as we look at what Ash and his team have developed, and he has a team in India, Bangalore and Hyderabad, about 600 strong. These individuals have developed all of the products of OnPassive, very, very important. And these individuals are the brightest of the brightest. They are really, really good, along with Ash Mufareh. So as we look at OnPassive, and I listened to Ash for the first time, and this is 20 months ago, Ash started to unfold a story that hadn't been told before. I had never heard it before. They were kind of on our wish list of what a company should be, but we just didn't find it out there. And as Ash talked, he came up with just 4 simple concepts. And as you look at OnPassive, there are a lot of moving parts in OnPassive. I mean, a ton. As OnPassive launches, they will be a unicorn company, a company that has a value of $1 billion. Again, that's never happened before. So as you come in and you start to explore OnPassive, there's going to be a lot more to understand and explore. But I can tell you, it just gets better and better and better. And I initially came in with 4 concepts. And if you understand these 4 concepts, you're going to understand what Ash and his team have done and why it was built for you and I. And it is a way forward to take care of the financial needs that we have. And the first concept that Ash talked about as he talked about OnPassive, as we come in and we participate with OnPassive, it is a self-funding business. And all that means is you will come in, you will pay once, and you will never have to go out of pocket again. Now, Marty, Dan, and I, we've been online a very long time, and we've been in many businesses, and most businesses, in fact, every business we were in before OnPassive, you would come in and you would pay a monthly fee over and over and over and over again. These companies would milk you for everything you have. And normally what happens with individuals is they'll come in and pay that for 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year, and then they're just done. They're gone. And it's not because the products perhaps were bad products. Maybe they were really, really good products. They just couldn't make any money. That is not OnPassive. OnPassive, you will come in, you will pay once, you will never have to go out of pocket again. And I'll get into that in just a little bit here in a bit. The next one was truly amazing. The next one, as you come in and start participating with OnPassive, they will force you to be successful. And what does that mean? They are going to force you to make money. And no, it doesn't mean they're going to find you a job, you go to work, and then they're going to pay you. Because of these 4 concepts, OnPassive is a total 100% automated business. And OnPassive, we are going to outsource this work to OnPassive. OnPassive is going to do the work, and we will get paid. And Ash Mufareh, as he talks about this concept, he's very bold with it. He doesn't just tell you this, he guarantees as you come into OnPassive and start to participate, you will make money, period. Now, I had never heard that before. When I heard that, I had to think about it a little bit, but when I looked at the numbers, it's true. What Ash is saying, you will make money, it's 100% true because of the structure of OnPassive and because of the structure of the pay plan of OnPassive. Because of those 2 things, it's a done deal. And when I heard those first 2 things, I was in. But it gets better. As I listened to Ash, the 3rd concept he brought up was traffic, getting qualified eyes in front of your business, people coming in, loving it, joining, and paying. And if you know anything about business, you know that you've got to have qualified eyes in front of what you're doing. You've got to have people coming in, loving what you're doing. And what OnPassive is going to be doing for all of us, they're going to be driving good qualified traffic through our business to get people coming in, loving it, joining and paying. Because of that, he can make the first and second statement, those two concepts, and it's 100% true. And let me give you an idea of the traffic that OnPassive is going to be driving. It's important to understand the sheer volume that OnPassive is going to be driving for us. About 6 months ago, Ash and his team decided to crank on the traffic of OnPassive. And they just cranked it up. And their goal was to bring in 1 million opt-ins. They did not put a time frame on it. Could have been 3 months, 6 months, a year. Didn't put a time frame on it, and they just let it run. And in 4 days, OnPassive brought in 1 million opt-ins. That's individuals that are interested in what you're doing. They come in, they give you your name and your email. It's a really, really big deal. Marty, Dan, and I, we've been driving traffic for a long time. But when I saw what Ash could do with good qualified traffic, it just blew me away. And when you think about the traffic, there's a caveat. OnPassive is an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company. They are primarily customer-based, product-based. When they drove the traffic 6 months ago, they were not using the artificial intelligence of OnPassive. And when you combine the artificial intelligence with the traffic, that million opt-ins, it will be 1 billion, but that 1 million opt-ins will come in instead of 4 days, they'll come in 2 days or 1 day or 12 hours. Now think about that just a little bit. Think about the sheer volume that OnPassive is going to be doing for us, because everything OnPassive does as an individual that has come in and participated with OnPassive benefits you in major ways. We get to take advantage of everything OnPassive. Really, really some cool stuff here. Now, the last thing is the customer side of OnPassive. And again, you've got to have customers. You've got to have customers that come in, love the products of OnPassive, come in, use them, and then will never leave. That's what Ash Mufareh and his team have done. When we talk about the customers, we have a market right now of about 4.6 billion people in the world. There is something in OnPassive for all these individuals. And as we look at these individuals, they could be K through 12, they could be colleges, they could be small, medium, large size businesses, they could be governments, they could be individuals, it could be for personal use. OnPassive is a total business and personal solution. That's how many tools are in OnPassive. Right now, there are about 50 of them. These tools are proprietary. They're built from the ground up. They are revolutionary. They are the best of the best cutting edge technology. And as individuals come in and use these tools, and like Marty said, many of these individuals are already using tools similar, although they're not even close to what OnPassive tools will be, but they're already using them online. And as OnPassive comes in, brings in a superior tool, they will come into OnPassive, they will never leave. That's really important for us, because as they come in, there will be a monthly fee. That's what they're paying right now anyway, and they will be happy to pay that monthly fee. What that does for us, it makes our income a residual income, and over time, a residual walkaway income. That's where we all want to get. Now, some of the tools of OnPassive, they initially started out with an automated marketing platform. That's what Ash started out with 12 months ago. It's grown much, much bigger than that since then. But the automated marketing platform has all the tools under one umbrella that we market with online. And it could be a server, it could be a page builder, it can be a funnel builder, it can be a communication module, it can be traffic. All the tools that we use to market online are there. Again, these tools are proprietary, cutting edge, they are the best of the best. And as people come in and use these tools, because this is new technology and just better than anything is out there, they will come in, use these tools, and they will never leave. And Ash's outlook on these tools is, as his teams in India, Bangalore and Hyderabad, develop and build these tools, is to be 5 years ahead of the competition at all times. And that's what he's done. That's what he's developed. That's the culture they have in India. And again, the individuals that are building these tools, we always need to give them a shout out. They are unbelievable. They are the best of the best. So as we look at OnPassive and these four concepts, self-funding, forced to be successful, traffic, customer, what does that do for us coming in and participating with OnPassive? This makes OnPassive a completely, totally, 100% automated business. We come in and we outsource OnPassive to do the work for us. So how do we come into OnPassive? Today, there is a position. It is a Go Founder position. It is a $97 position. All this $97 does is it locks you into the company of OnPassive. It locks you into the pay structure of OnPassive. And as OnPassive launches to the world, we will all come into OnPassive. But coming in and becoming a founder locks your position in OnPassive. Over the last month, we've had about 100,000 people come into OnPassive. All of those individuals benefit those people that had come in before that. In December, we will have another 120,000 people come into OnPassive. All of that benefits the people that are in today or coming in today. It's a really, really big deal to lock your position in OnPassive, because as soon as you do that, even though you don't see it, your team starts to grow with the efforts of everybody in OnPassive and what they're doing. Really, really a big deal. There's one other thing you can do as you come in and become a founding member. You can also build your own team. You can start sharing OnPassive with the people that you know. And we're able to do that between now and when OnPassive launches. And OnPassive is scheduled to launch this year, 2020. So that window is closing. And there are some real tangible benefits to building your own team, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. But that is the founding position. It just locks you into OnPassive. Now, when OnPassive launches to the world this year, we will come into OnPassive. We will all come in as customers. And as we come in, there is one membership level. We all come in, we pay that membership level fee. That is a monthly fee, but that is the fee. We will come in, we will pay once, and we will never have to go out of pocket again. That fee will be paid month after month after month with the proceeds that comes in from OnPassive. So you will pay once the first month, and then after that, you'll pay, the payment will be paid with the proceeds we make in OnPassive. From there, we'll go into the back office, we click a link, and we become independent resellers of the IT product. Why do I tell you that? Well, we have to do that in order for OnPassive to pay us. So we have to come in, membership level, we become customers, we go in, click a button, become independent resellers of the IT product. They've done it that way so they can pay us. They comply with all the regulators around the world. And OnPassive is a worldwide company. They're in over 200 companies today. So that's what happens when we come in to OnPassive as it launches. So that takes me to the pay plan. and I wish I could really get into depth on the pay plan. It's one of those things that's really, really hard to absorb once you understand what's happening. It's just hard to absorb. Unfortunately, Ash Mufareh will not let us talk about the pay plan today. He won't let us talk about it until we launch to the world. And the reason he doesn't want us to talk about it is because he doesn't want to give our competition a leg up. He does not want them to know what's going to be hitting them in the very, very near future. I can tell you the pay plan, and I've seen quite a bit of it now. It's just better than anything you can imagine. Whatever pay plan you've looked at, whatever you've seen online, multiply it by 10, you're still not there. It is so massive. And the pay plan, it was made for you and I. It really was. And what this is going to do for individuals that are participating with OnPassive, it will change lives. Let me give you just a little example of how we're going to get paid. This is just kind of an example. As we come into OnPassive and we become independent resellers of the IT products, OnPassive, Ash Mufareh and his team, they're going to go to the automated marketing platform. They're going to take a tool out. That tool is traffic. They're going to start driving traffic for us, and then they're going to start putting primarily customers underneath us. And for every customer that lands underneath us, we get paid off of that volume. Now, as we look at the kind of volume OnPassive is going to be driving, and the kind of volume that's going to be landing underneath us, I can tell you that there will be millions, tens of millions of people coming into OnPassive. And because we're founding members, because we're independent resellers of the IT products, because we're participating with OnPassive, all of that volume goes underneath us. It is massive. And I'm going to give you an example here in just a sec. But that's how we're going to get paid. We are going to outsource it, paying the membership fee. We outsource it to OnPassive. OnPassive is going to drive traffic. That traffic is going to land underneath us. We get paid off of that volume. Hopefully that's not too convoluted. It's the same way with an individual that's a team builder. If you've come in and that's your thing, you want to build a team, you can build a team, whether it's 5 people, whether it's 20 people, whether it's 1,000 people. Again, Ash is going to come in as we launch, and they're going to start driving traffic for everybody. They're going to drive it for you. They're going to drive it for your team. And you are going to get paid not only off the volume from you, but off the volume of your team. This will cut time frames. And when I say cut time frames, what I'm talking about, it will get you to that place where you have that financial freedom we're all looking for. And it's always a good idea to cut time frames. But again, you do not have to do that. Again, it's 100% automated. You will get there. We will all get there in time. And I'm not talking about years. I'm talking about, this year and next year. It's just going to change lives. So if you're not a team builder, don't worry about it. That's why OnPassive is here. It is automated, 100% automated. They will build your team. You will be successful, guaranteed. I want to stay with the volume theme here just a little bit, just to give you an idea how big we're talking. Today we are doing a Zoom. We're doing a webinar with Zoom, and the Zoom webinar, they have about 200 million people do a Zoom every single day. That is just massive. They are a multi-billion-dollar company, and Marty can get into the numbers better than I can, but they're massive. They have taken old technology, wrapped it up, put a bow on it, thrown it out there, and their timing was really, really good. And they've had a ton of people come in, pay for the Zoom, and do their webinars on Zoom. OnPassive, one of the tools of OnPassive, it's in the communication module, is the webinar service. When we look at the two webinar services, OnPassive and Zoom, OnPassive blows them away. And I believe after a year, I'm not sure Zoom will be in business. That's how good the webinar service is of OnPassive. Now, there are 25 other platforms with Zooms on them. Not Zooms, but webinars on them, webinar platforms. I think a majority of these individuals will be out of business because of the webinar service of OnPassive, webinar platform. And when we think about it, just this one product of OnPassive would make OnPassive a unicorn company, a company that has a value of $1 billion in a year's time. One product. And I think that would happen easily. That's how good these products are. Now OnPassive has 50 different products. All of them as good as the webinar service, all of them proprietary, all of them built from the ground up, all of them cutting edge technology. But with just this one product, they will become a unicorn company in a year. Now, with all 50 of them, we're just in a whole different ball game, guys. With all 50 of these, the day OnPassive launches, the very day, they will be a multi-unicorn company. In other words, their value will be billions of dollars. This is the first time this has ever been done. This is why OnPassive is so revolutionary. They will be a unicorn company the day they launch to the world. That's unheard of. No company in the world has ever done that. OnPassive stands alone. And that's why when you think about OnPassive, it's really exciting to think that we can participate with a team, $1 billion team, and participate in all of that coming into OnPassive. Because everything coming into OnPassive, we get a piece of that. Very, very exciting stuff. Now, I want to talk about one last thing, and it really is about Ash Mufareh and his genius. And he is the brain trust, the genius behind OnPassive. And this is what he does, and he does it throughout all of OnPassive. I talked about the customer side earlier. I believe as OnPassive launches to the world, that 80% of the people coming into OnPassive will be customers. They do not care about OnPassive. They do not care about a business. All they want is cutting edge technology that they can use to make their work easier and their bottom line better. And again, it could be K through 12, college, small, medium, large size business, governments, 4.6 billion people throughout the world. These individuals will come in, they've got a good budget, they don't have a problem paying a monthly fee. They will come in, use the products, they're absolutely going to love them and pay the monthly fee. That's really, really good for us again, because anytime there's a monthly fee involved, we get residual income. That's where we want to be. That's what we want to make. But there's another percentage out there of individuals that as they come in and use the tools, they're going to love them, about 20%. They're going to love the tools, but they just don't have the budget these other individuals have. And they're always worried, am I going to be able to pay for these tools next month? And what Ash has done is just ingenious. He's come in, and for these individuals, as they come in and buy the tools and use them month after month after month, over time, the cost of those tools will go down. Over time, the cost of those tools will be zero. And over time, on passive, we'll pay them to use the tools. Now, once that registers in your brain, because I'd never heard that before. I've never seen a company do that before. I don't think there's ever been a company that's done that before. But when it registers what Ash is doing and the genius behind it, and because of the way On Passive is structured and the pay plan is structured, he can do that. You just have to be in. You just have to be in, because this has never been done before. I don't think it'll ever be done again in my lifetime anyway. This is On Passive. Yes, there are a lot of moving parts to On Passive. Keep it very, very simple, self-funding, forced to be successful, drive traffic for you, customer is royalty, and then always keep in the back of your mind the volume, because there will be tens of millions of people coming into On Passive, not in years, but months. And by the end of a year's time, I'm not sure how many people will be in On Passive the first year. It could be 100 million people. That's how powerful what Ash and his team has done and is doing today. Keep it simple. Continue to explore On Passive. Believe me, as you explore it, it just gets better and better and better. But On Passive is here to help you build wealth, to take care of that bottom line, those financial burdens, and give us that freedom and liberty that we all want to live the lives we want to live and have the mobility to really be wherever you want to be anytime. This is On Passive. It was made for you and I, and it is the real deal, launching this year, 2020. And the window for a founding position, it is closing. Come on in, pay the $97, lock yourself into a future that is going to be absolutely terrific. Marty, that's it for me. Go ahead and take it wherever you want and cover anything I might have missed. Go ahead, Marty.
Fantastic, Mike, as always. That's, it's a lot. It sounds like a lot, but really it's not. I mean, it's automated. You sign up, you pay your 97, you're in it, you win it. It's really that simple. You're paying the company to build your wealth, and you pay one time out of pocket, and the rest of the time you pay them, it comes out of your earnings that the company built for you. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Mike was talking about Zoom. You know, it was interesting to me is a year ago, Zoom was worth $19 billion, which is a megalodon. Okay, that's huge. Just this last year, their value went up $110 billion. The owner was worth $3 billion more in one day because of what's going on with Zoom and people staying at home and talking through any kind of webinar service or telecom or whatever it is. And the neat thing about that is, like, we have a Zoom, and this will hold, they say they will hold 50,000 people, but I know at about 2,500 people, Zoom has big issues. It's not user friendly, and it starts to get shaky. It starts looping. Like if you want to share screen and you go back, some people get frozen. And that's at 2,500. You could say you could do whatever, but they can't. But anyway, so keep in mind, it's automated. The company was designed for the 97, 98% of people that come online, do the best they can, and never make a dime. It was designed for you. It's not an accident. Everybody was made so that the average person can say, hey, I'd like to make money just like everybody else. Well, here's the facts. Even the gurus that tell you they make a residual income, they don't. Residual means you do it once and you get paid for over and over and over again. If a guru stops recruiting, in 3 or 4 months, his business is dropping down and eventually will go to zero. It's just fact. This business is residual income because it's based on customers buying what they want anyway. I've also had people say to me, well, I don't use that stuff. I'm going to give you a scenario that I give to many people. The Walmart sisters are one of the 2 richest women in the world. I don't even think they shop at Walmart, okay? Just a wild guess, okay? They're not using the stuff at Walmart at all, but they have no problems picking up a nickel here, a nickel there, a dime here, over every cash register in the world. That's on passive. You don't need to be an expert in the tools. But I do know that average people today are using Zooms because you can talk to family face to face without being there. So, and the world's changed a little bit. So keep in mind, we will have the best of the best. We have tech team that's second to none. It's just absolutely amazing. What I want to do now is Redfern is doing Q&A, and I'd like him to come on now and see what kind of questions he's got, and actually give us a little bit of his why of being here also.
Thanks very much, Marty. Let's go to the questions first. Okay, we've got 3 very good questions actually, which is lovely to see. The first one is, you mentioned the tools and products of OnPassive. Is there anywhere I can find out what some of these tools and products are? The answer to that is yes. If you just go online and put in OnPassive tools into any search engine, okay, there is a couple of images kicking about and also information about exactly what some of the products and tools are available. We have nearly close to 50 at the moment, and there's always new ones being designed at the moment. But if you just go online, stick it into Google, OnPassive products and tools, an image will come up, and click on the images, and there's a fair few kicking about on there what the products and tools, services of OnPassive are going to be. Another one here is, which is a very, very good question, which is probably people are thinking in their minds. And Mike says about the tools at some point will be zero. How will OnPassive stay in business if it is zero? That's a very good question. Okay, there's a couple of scenarios here, which is why it's going to be zero. This is a customer-based company. We are founders in this stage at the moment. We haven't launched to the world, and we are building a foundership or partnership with OnPassive. This is what we are paying our $97 to be, is to be a founder stroke partner within OnPassive. Now, when we launch to the world, we are then going to be customers stroke resellers. Now, if you are just a straight customer, you will not be making any money off OnPassive. You'll just be paying to use the tools and services of OnPassive, much the same as people who pay to use Zoom now, or Aweber, or ClickFunnels, or advertising, or traffic, anything like this. People pay to use these services and products without any thought about making money off them. They just want to use them. And this, we estimate, is going to be between 70 to 80% of our base will be customers exactly like that. Now you've got 20% plus the founders, which we are here already, who are going to become resellers. Okay, now this is where your tools and services become zero, and you actually start making money from OnPassive, because the customers, they're paying their monthlies, we make commissions off them, and so your cost will be zero. And if it's not zero, you'll be actually making money. And the third way that OnPassive will be making their money and make it so cheap for us is because of the amount of businesses, the large corporations. Even we estimate governments and military will be using our tools and services because we are going to be completely global, worldwide, and they will be paying a premium to use us. That is another avenue of money that will be coming into OnPassive. So I hope that has answered your question for that one. And the last one is there going to be any free products available within OnPassive? The answer to that is yes. Every single person here now, whether they're a founder, reseller, or a customer, everybody gets a 7-day free trial to use all of the products and services of OnPassive. You'll have full access to the website with all the tools, services, and products there. And once that free time has run out, you will still be able to access the website, and you'll be able to use whatever the free tools, products, and services are within OnPassive. They will grey out the ones that you have to pay for, so you can't click on them, but there will be free products and services within OnPassive. Much the same as Zoom is now, up to 50 people, 40 minutes, you get it for free. If you want it for longer or more people, you have to pay. We envisage that there will be certain free products and services exactly the same like that with OnPassive. Okay, that is it for the questions that I have now. I'm just going to check to make sure I've got one more up here. Okay, that's that. So let's go all the way back to September of 2018. And that's when I first got involved in OnPassive. Wow, long time ago. Haven't we come a long way since now? When I got involved, there was myself and Peter Rogers, and mid-September, a good friend of ours called Derek Ventnor said, "Red, you've got to have a look at this. I haven't seen anything like this before." When we looked at it then, it was a guy called Ashmi Farah, our CEO. He had 2 videos. We jumped on one of the webinars with him, and he gave us his vision of what he wanted to try and achieve with OnPassive. Now, when we joined then, OnPassive wasn't even a name. Everything was done off an Excel spreadsheet. There was no back office like we have now. There was no tools. There was no products. There was nothing. It was just this vision. And to be honest, he hooked me because the reason he hooked me is I was actively looking for a product-based business online. I'd come through the cryptocurrency, Forex, invest your money, get this money back, blah, 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 and everyone runs off with your money and you don't make any money. So I was really looking for something else to give me a residual income online, and I was looking for product-based. I've been doing a bit of marketing, and obviously when OnPassive came about, it ticked the boxes what I was looking for. I could see the vision of what he wanted, and his vision was basically to help us, people like me, Marty, Mike, Dan, Peter, Viviana, Martina, you know, all of us, and Mike as well, Ford, you know, we're just normal people, the same as you are. You know, we're nothing special at all. But what we do want to do is to make some residual income online. And that's why we're all here. And this is why we have picked up on OnPassive, because we can see that it's going to give us this residual income, because it's a customer-based, product-based business that is going to give us that monthly residual income. No promises of, if you invest $1,000, you're going to get this back or anything like that. No. OnPassive is there for us. Even if you are getting residual income of $100 a week, I know for many, including myself, that is life-changing money, especially at the moment when things are tight. You know, OnPassive will be able to deliver this type of money to the average person. And when I joined, you know, I was really hooked on Ash's vision. We've come a long, long way in those 2 years, 2.5 years nearly now. I joined, there was just over 2,000 founders. We are now closing on 300,000. It's phenomenal how it's gone now. Absolutely mind-blowing. And it's only going to get bigger. This is the beauty about it, is we are just talking about founderships at the moment. This is without touching the surface of all these customers that are out there that are already using many of these products and services are on passive. The difference is everything we have got here is built specifically for on passive. It's proprietary for on passive. It's better, easier to use, and cheaper. So it's a completely no-brainer. If you are using any of these products online, you know that you have to pay individually for them all over the place. On passive, one payment, under one roof, fantastic. I mean, it's how easy it's going to be. Plus, you get a 7-day free trial to use them. They're going to be hooked. It's going to be amazing. We are on a ride of our life. Anyway, I'm going on. If you are here for the first time, please get back in contact with the person who's brought you here. They've brought you here for a reason. And one of those reasons is you trust this person. They would not have brought you here if you didn't trust each other. Okay, have a look at it. Don't just take it on the first face value of what you're seeing here today. Do your own research. All your questions can be answered. And I mean that sincerely. Legalities, products, services, where we're based, every single question can be answered truthfully and honestly. And my advice to you is jump in now whilst it's $97. Once we launch to the world, that's it. There is no more founders. So you'll be a customer or reseller. Anyway, Marty, back over to you. Thanks very much, mate.
Thanks, Red. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, you know, we hear about this unicorn company and all that and how rare it is for a company to make $1 billion. Well, let me throw out some big names and how long it took them. Google, everybody Googles, right? It took them 5 years to make $1 billion. Facebook took 6 years to make $1 billion. Spotify, 8 years. Dropbox, 10 years. Netflix, everybody knows who Netflix is, took them 10 years. Apple, Steve Jobs, 14 years. Microsoft, Bill Gates, $1 billion took 15 years. Intel, that drives most of your computers, 16 years. Walt Disney, right? Everybody comes from around the world to go to Walt Disney. Took them 69 years to make $1 billion. IBM took 79. So to put in perspective, that it would be as if Steve Jobs was to ask anybody here, there's a couple hundred people here, hey, how would you like to join me in Apple? Before he launched, knowing what you know today, would you say no? No, only a moron would say no. Come on. Or Bill Gates, same thing. Of course, you jump on it like a fat rat in a cheese factory. That is what is being offered today, is being a founder in a multi-unicorn company at the very beginning, before it even launches to the world. It's phenomenal. But get the facts. Nobody pressures anybody into anything. We don't need to. People are joining 2,000 people a day. But I would jump on this to at least get the facts before you say no. I have a couple more guests. First, I want to go to Marina. Marina, give us some South African input, and I'll turn it over to Mike Hort, another person I have here.
Thanks, Marty. And for my South African friends, hello, hoe gaan dit? That's hello, how's it going? Yeah, it's just amazing. You know, I joined a lot later than a lot of you guys that are, you know, talking about back in 2018. I joined in September 2019. And I just knew that this was something that I needed. But once again, I also thought it's too good to be true. There's no way, because that's exactly what's on offer here, is what we've all been looking for. Can you all hear me okay? Okay, thanks. Yeah, we've all been looking for exactly what On Passive is offering. And our CEO, Ash Mufara, has got a heart of gold. You know, he is attracting like-minded people into this business. And it's just amazing to see how many people have the same heart as our CEO. If you are on this webinar tonight, you have got a heart that wants to help others. You're not a selfish person. Yes, you might be in debt. You might have a lot of issues. You might even have health issues or financial issues or whatever the case is. But you've got a heart that just wants to give back and wants to help your communities and wants to help your close friends and family. And on passive is going to be able to be that answer, that one thing that we've all been looking for to help you, your family, and then you are going to be in a position, we're going to be earning 6 to 8 digits plus. I mean, it's amazing. Mark was saying he's so excited. It's the pay plan. Everyone asks, what is the pay plan? Our pay plan is proprietary and unique. You have never seen anything like it. Whatever's been out there before, it's just 10 times better than anything you've ever seen before. And, we just know that you know that you're in the right place at the right time. If you found yourself on this webinar, it's because you have a calling to join so that you can start making that difference in your life, your family's life, and your friends and community's life. Just while, I actually kept an eye on the numbers. From the time we started this webinar, an hour ago, there were literally 50 people that have joined in the last 50 minutes. Well, yeah, an hour, you can say, because we started 10 minutes earlier, and that's when I kept an eye on. We are now at 298,974. We are just over 1,000 members short of the 300,000 mark. This is unheard of. You want to get in before that 300,000 mark? Do it now. It's so exciting. I promise you, when you become a founder and you get locked into the back office of Go Founders, you're going to start feeding that energy, and everything is like vibrating. The whole world is vibrating right now with On Passive. On Passive is everywhere, and you can be that person to make history. We're all going to be part of making history, because this company currently, at the moment, before launch, is valued at $3 million US. That makes us a super unicorn company. And that means we've achieved in excess of $1 billion. We get $3 billion in revenue. Most companies do that, as Marty said, in 6 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. But a unicorn company is a company that achieves in excess of $1 billion in their first 10 years of trading. We have done it. We will achieve that within 1 week to a month of us launching, because all of us who are founding members become customers. That alone is going to push them to another level. And also the value of the products that we have, the 50 products, and that's not going to end there. We're going to have so much more than 50 products, because On Passive is continuously learning, designing, creating new products for the digital market to make you and I a success in whatever business we're in. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're a human being with a cell phone, a computer, a laptop, an iPad, a tablet, you need an On Passive product. So why not benefit from the revenue that it's going to generate you by earning residual income? And once again, one time out of pocket, went to become a founding member. Right now, it's only $97. It's going to increase to $149 very soon during our soft launch. And that's another really exciting place to be in. Be part of the beta testing. We get to see things happening and unfolding before our eyes. Everything that this gigantic high-tech company is doing, we're part of. And it's just amazing. That's why I say you're going to be making history. And yes, it doesn't matter whether you came in at $97 or $149. You are a founder of this gigantic company. What an honor. And when you see everyone that's part, there's only like 7 of us here on this webinar, and 300,000 people that around the world, the people, it's not just the United States. The people that have joined have come from, just in the lot, I've just mentioned a few. South Africa, where I'm from, Germany, Papua New Guinea, Sudan, which was the other one? Sorry. Papua New Guinea I mentioned, Cameroon, Nigeria, India. I mean, everyone from everywhere. There's not a country that On Passive has not touched yet. And it's just, all I can say, it's just an amazing, amazing opportunity. You're going to be that person that will change your family tree. You're going to be able to, no matter what your struggles were, we've all come from a background of struggles and tribulations and difficulties, be it financial or whatever the case is, on Passive, with the heart of our CEO and the founding members, we are going to be in a position to turn poverty into prosperity, one step at a time, one person at a time, and one project at a time. Ashmo Farah wants to help change the world, and he knows that he cannot do it on his own. He needs us as founders to help him do that, and we will achieve that. You will see On Passive is going to be giving water to these countries in Africa and around the world where they don't have fresh running water. They got to walk 2 miles, 5 miles just to get water from a river. It's not even fresh water. Some of it's really polluted. They don't have food. They don't have shelter. We can do that right in our communities. Everyone says charity starts at home. If you just look around, you drive the streets, you can see people are struggling, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic. It's crushed so many people. People's lives have been destroyed because of it. But On Passive is a godsend. I do believe that it's a godsend from above. And if you just say, right, I am going to take this chance, I'm going to take a leap of faith, sign up now. If you decide after a month to a year or 2 or 3 of being a founding member, you don't want to be a founding member anymore, our CEO says, you don't want to be part of it, the marriage is over, you want a divorce, I will give you back what you came in with. You will get your $97 back. It's a 100% lifetime money back guarantee, and everything gets done for you. That's one of the reasons I joined. I mean, I'm a great people's person. Like I said, people are my passion, but how am I going to make money from that? So I love people. On Passive is that answer to my passion. It's basically the solution to the passion that I've had. I love people. I want to help people. How am I going to do that on my own? I've been a single parent most of my life. I've got a wonderful partner now, but life is hard. Life is being really tough, and it just gets tougher now with COVID. And people are really desperate, and they grasping at strings, trying to get into something that's going to just help them keep their head above water. Now, On Passive is not an MLM company. It's not a network marketing company. It's a global IT company driven by the latest artificial intelligence technology and machine learning. And we have an opportunity today to be part of it. And I can tell you now, within 12 hours, I reckon, not even 24 hours, within 12 hours, we will hit that 300,000 mark of founding members and growing rapidly every day. You want to be part of it, be part of this movement. It's a paradigm shift on the internet, and you really want to be part of it. I get very excited, like Red was like saying, I'll just ramble on. I do the same, because when you find something as good as On Passive, nothing, there's nothing that can compare. You just dig in, dive in, throw yourself into, there's so many wonderful YouTube videos. Mike and Marty, myself, Red, I mean, there's so many people, that Dr. Williams, that's doing great videos. I'm scared to mention names, because I'll probably leave off so many fantastic, people that have done these videos. But all you have to do is go onto YouTube, for example, type in On Passive, and you'll see all these wonderful videos explaining the business in different languages, whatever country you're from. We've made a plan we've got 38 leadership council members. We've got past and current and what have you. But we're all here to help you, and everyone has got a different reason for them joining. Everyone has a different journey. There might be people that has never tried anything online before. But how do you start? Where do you start? I was there, it's like, I know online is the way to go, but where do you start? I tried with network marketing, and it just frustrated me. Great company, great product, but you keep having to fill that funnel. And every month it's like, you think, oh, I'm doing so well, and you get like on this high, and you think, oh, great, I signed up 12 people this month. And next month, but when it comes to them paying for their products or services, boom, 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 they just fall off. And it's like, oh no, devastating. And then you just got to keep filling that funnel. And then you get up to 15 and then 8 people leave. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can't handle that. That's too much pressure for me. This is like, oh, smooth sailing all the way. And, you know, you don't have to sign anyone up if you don't want to. But the joy about On Passive is doesn't matter who you are and where you're from. When you realize what On Passive has to offer you, you just can't help yourself. You just will want to share it with so many people. And you don't have to sell anything. You just direct them to one of these meetings, which we have on a weekly basis on a Tuesday and a Saturday for our guests. And then when you become a founding member, we have an exclusive private webinar. And usually our CEO, Ash Mufara, is on those webinars giving us the latest updates. It's really exciting. And it's something really, really wonderful to be part of. So all I can say, single mom, 52, living in South Africa, there is nothing that can compare to On Passive. Like Marty said, don't even try, DET. Don't even try and introduce me to something else because I'm not interested. I've been there, done that, and they have all fallen short. And not because they're bad businesses, or I think a lot of the opportunities, people have good intentions of making it wonderful, but they've gone to market too soon. That's my experience anyway. People push them to say, oh, we're going to launch, when's it happening? But because they've gone to market too soon and haven't had a chance to really test their systems, they don't have the right backup, you know, it fails. And people lose a lot of money and they become despondent. Now, Ash said, it's do it or die. He will do whatever it takes to make this happen. And he will not launch until it's 110% actually right. You know, we're not going to go to the world, launch, and all these glitches in the system. That's why we're having our beta testing. And everything that you see out there now, On Passive has not spent a cent on advertising. It's the founders like you and I, if you are a founder, or you know, if you're a guest and you're wanting to become a founder, that's sharing this opportunity with others. On Passive has not done any advertising. When we launch, oh my word, it's going to be a completely different story because Ash has, you know, he's a man with a vision, and you know, he doesn't do anything in half measures. He goes in full force. And if you have a look at, you'll see on the internet, there's a few photographs and videos of our Dan Street has got an image, so has Marty, the background of our new offices in Hadera, but that's just one of 4 offices. Yeah, absolutely. It looks stunning, beautiful. And it's so exciting to be part of that. You know, we've got 400 staff members in that building alone, 250 in Bangalore. And by the end of the year, we'll have 1,000 staff members pre-launch. Before we've even launched to the public, we're going to have 1,000 staff members. And it's just amazing. So I urge you, and you know, I just dare you, go for it. You know, whoever invited you to this webinar tonight, if you find yourself watching a replay, get back to that person that invited you, because you are going to thank them for this opportunity, because it really is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Without trying to be kitsch about it, you know, it's like, it's a no-brainer. All these words, these buzzwords that we've heard, this is from the heart. And I can tell you that On Passive is going to be that one thing that you've been looking for, and that one thing that is going to change your life and everyone around you. So thank you from me, and hello Africa, hello world. But if I didn't say hello to you earlier, it's really amazing, and I'd love to connect with you. And yeah, we're all here to help you to understand this business 100%. We are fully transparent. There's nothing that we're hiding. And yeah, if you've got questions, Red is doing a great job on answering all the questions. I don't know how he does it. I lose myself there because it goes so quickly. But yeah, thank you to all of you on this panel. It's really great having you here. And yeah, I'm going to shush now. Thank you very much from me.
Thank you, Marina. Dan, do you have anything, buddy? Before I turn it over to Mr.
Hey, I'll let you.
McCord.
I'll let you go to my court. I just like one one quick point is when you're considering, all you new people, when you're considering any kind of an opportunity, you have to look at the fact that a company is real. It's got real products. It's got proprietary products. It's unique in a lot of different ways. And I say this all the time, but all of us here have a belief, as you could tell by Marina. I mean, what a belief and a passion for On Passive. It's unbelievable. And we just can't tell you enough about what we feel about these products. And one thing I'd like to bring out to each and every one of you is some of the companies that you get involved with, they have caps on the amount that you can earn. They have pre-qualifications for you to earn money. This doesn't happen with On Passive. I mean, there are no pre-qualifications. You do not have to recruit to make money. Mike emphasized that pretty well. But I like to drill that into people. This is all automated. You do not have any pre-qualifications to make money, and there's no cap on the amount of money that you can earn. And lastly, it's the greatest gift. I've been saying this lately, but the greatest gift Ash has given us is he's allowed us to be founders of a company that has no limits. I mean, if it needs to be created, and he hasn't created it yet, or if there's a need, he'll create it. He's going to be 5 years ahead of the competition, and we'll be on the cutting edge for a long, long time. So it's worth the value. Okay, so come on in for $97. It's a bargain. Okay, Marty, that's it for me.
Thank you very much, Dan. Mike Hord is in business with us. He's growing a very large team. He had a story that he had told us when I first met him, and I said, oh man, people need to hear that story. He has, like I said, a very big team. He's out of California. Unbelievable guy. Mike, I didn't want to run this long, but we got to hear your story.
That's all right. I just want to say that Marina's got me fired up and excited. I'm going to join again. Very exciting. I'll start out with saying when I'm a general contractor in California, I've been licensed here since 1985. And that's provided fairly well for me. It's had its ups and downs. But when I was first introduced to On Passive, it was back in February, so it was early 2019, and I said no, because the gal that was telling me about it, there wasn't anything like this that I could go to and get more information to really understand what On Passive was about. So when she told me there's this company that's going to do marketing for you, I said, right, I've tried those, I've spent the money. You turn the page, they want you to spend some more money. You got to go some training. You got to learn how to get traffic. They said they were going to do it all for me. So I was already scorned enough by so many companies that I said no to On Passive. And it was a year later when someone else introduced it to me in a different way. They sent me a video. And it was a whole bunch of videos. It's like all those videos that we have in the back office. She said, here's 32 of them. She said, just pick one. So I'm going through all the videos and I'm getting a better understanding, but I still had a lot of questions about On Passive. And that's when I finally met Mike, Marty, and Dan, and I got a complete understanding. Actually, I was doing some Zoom meetings for my team is growing. Like, I'm telling people about it now because I'm excited. My team is growing, and people are asking me all these questions, and I didn't know how to answer them. So I brought this team in with me, and they started answering the questions for me, and it just took off after that. But so Marty and I have been working with Viviana. We've been on some phone calls, and I got to hear a little bit of my story, and I can keep it real short because I'm telling you, about 3 weeks ago, there was a gentleman, his name is Mike, from Ireland, who told his story. And I went to the replay and I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, it's my story. Yeah, I seen Marina crying, and I was too. And I don't want anybody, no woes about, I've been through the same hardships. And when I was there in those hardships, I was there for a reason, I guess. I just accepted that. I didn't feel bad for me. When I looked out, I felt bad for the people I was seeing. So, 19 in the early 90s, actually, Mike, he says, I started in network marketing when I was 28. This is KM. I was 28 years old. I'm painting this guy's house. He says, "Damn, you look really nice today." I'm in painter's whites. He invites me and his wife's telling me about this crazy juice, and if anybody knows about it, it tastes horrible. I got to take people through a taste test. If you don't, they'll spit it out. They'll never put it in their mouth again. I became one of the top sellers in the company right away. I'm selling this stuff like crazy, but nobody else could do what I did. So I wasn't building a team. I still shared it. The company went under because somebody embezzled all the money out of the company. Sometimes, we lose in these things, not because of anything that we did. So the top money earners of that company, the Borrego family, start New Vision. I go right in with them. We get a cassette tape, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and mail out thousands. I go to the top of the money earners. I hit the diamond level, the highest level, in 2 months. I'm making great money. 98, I get a divorce, and that company, because of the divorce and because of other things, so a nice residual income is gone. Okay, are we still telling Mike's story from Ireland? So I was down on myself a bit, but got it back together. By 2010, I had built my construction company up to 35 employees. I got $6.5 million in contract, and I got 9 buildings that I'm building. 4 of them were for PG&E, our local gas and electric company here. And late in the year, in November, there was a gas line that blew up underground in San Bruno, San Francisco area. Blew up a whole city block of houses. And PG&E was responsible for that accident, that explosion. And they assured me that they were not going to shut these projects down. I got 4 buildings, $4.5 million of my projects right now are with PG&E. So we have our Christmas party. Everybody comes over. We're giving out gifts. We're giving out bonuses. First week in January, we're not moving forward with the projects. Bankrupt me. Lost everything. My credit. I still had 3 other buildings I had to finish with no money. Just the draws coming from those jobs. So managed to get through those, but I never really wanted to fire that, my construction company back up again. It's really like took the wind out of the sails on that. So now I'm doing network marketing again, working with another company. We're promoting a video phone, and I'm thinking this isn't going to work. People are going to. I'm walking out of one of the meetings. I'm building a big team. I'm creating an income. People are going to see each other on their computers here next month. The way technology is going, sure enough. So I get through a few other things. By 2016, I was working in another high-ticket business where I was doing really well. I was making. I was increasing by $10,000 a month, and in 4 months I made $170,000. That was incredible. This like. Here I go again. I'm on my way, yet I'm hanging out with the owners of the company. I'm hearing people are getting sued. People are 99% of the people who are coming into this with a lot of money, major thousands of dollars, they're not making any money. They're all screaming and crying. And so I had other people that wanted to join. I said, no, I can't take your money. And I stopped. Now, by this time, I'm not doing construction anymore. I had sold everything that I owned. All my furniture, and even sold all my damn tools that I used to go out and make money with as a general contractor. So I really got nothing. And I ended up, it was July of 2016, July of 2018, it's 2 years ago. I got nothing. I ended up, and just prior to this, I bought my mom a home. Now, I could have gone and stayed with my mom, but her home burned down. To the ground. So I'd already, bothered so many people. It's like, I'm not going to bother anybody. It's like one day I'm in a motel room and I got to walk out. I got to go be homeless. I thought, man, I don't know how to be homeless. I don't know what to do. Threw everything in my truck. And I knew, because I traveled a lot cross country on jobs, I could stay at a rest stop and they wouldn't bother me there. So I drove out to the end of town with everything in the back of my truck. And that's where I stayed. And I stayed there a lot. Just go to sleep at night, get up in the morning. And while I'm there, I look around, I notice that, man, there's a lot of other people doing the same thing I'm doing. There's a lot of people out here who live here. And so I felt really bad for those people. I felt, again, I'm not feeling bad for myself, because this is something that, I guess a lesson in life is something I got to go through. So it was hot. It was, July here is like 100 plus, and we were having record heat. So I'm hanging out in Starbucks. I could charge my cell phone. I could charge my laptop. I could do business. And I'm like, and so it's cool. And they give me free ice water. You get a cup of coffee, you get free ice water all day long. Well, there's all kinds of people hanging out in Starbucks, the same thing. And so I'm thinking, wow, this is crazy. So again, I'm not feeling bad for me. I'm okay. I got ice water. I got, I had no money. I mean, I could hardly afford a cup of coffee. I get a hamburger. I make that last for 3 days. So I finally get things back together, get some work going. And, but then January comes along. This time of year, everything shuts down, right? Around Thanksgiving, there's no work. Christmas, there's no work. By January, I got no money again. It's my birthday, January 11th, Friday night. I moved back into my truck, freezing cold. And I'm sitting in my truck and I'm thinking, everything's going to be okay. I have enough money to get back into a motel room. I have enough money to pay everybody that I borrowed money from. I have enough money to take care of myself forever. And it was that mindset a year ago to turn things around. And I've had to beg for a day off since then. I work every day. I've stacked up enough money that I'm good for the next 6 months. And New Vision on Passive came along to secure the future. On Passive is my these things to regain retirement and to live out my golden years. See, it was 33 years ago when I was 28 years old when I was introduced to network marketing. And I've been through many along the way. It's like, if these things were worth money, I got a great big box of them. You get these rewards, you're achieving for achievement every time you walk across stage. I walked across stage so many times. I have so many of these. If I could spend them, that would be awesome. But, so it's been my mindset, like Mike from Ireland said, I have a mentality of a millionaire. I don't have a rook mentality. Didn't matter where I was. It's going to turn around. Everything's going to be okay. So I just appreciate the team that I'm working with. I appreciate all of you, and happy to be here with On Passive. Thank you.
Mike, I just want to say thank you for sharing that story. You had me in tears again. It doesn't take much to turn the waterworks on, but when I hear a story like that, I was on the verge of where you were not so long ago. But I've gone through that a few times in my life, where I think, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to get through the month? And life has been tough. It really has. And that's why On Passive is really, the answer to so many people's prayers. And I really thank you for sharing your story with us, because it resonates with me. And the fact that you said, I wasn't, you were in the same situation as these other people, but yet you felt sorry for them, like your situation was different. No, you were in the same situation, but yet you had a heart for these other people, thinking, what are they going to do? And I'm just so glad that you found On Passive, or that On Passive found you, whatever the case is. And I know that your future is going to be fantastic. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Mike, outstanding. I'm glad everybody got to hear that. We're over an hour. If nobody else has anything, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate everybody that was here. Like Marina said, we do have this every Saturday at 4 and every Tuesday at 4. And when you become a founder, there's many of them in the back office in almost every language in the world. Everybody's here to help. It's, the team doesn't mean anything. We're all one team. So I appreciate everybody that was here. Fantastic webinar. If you want more info, get back to the person that shared this with you. Thank you very much, everybody, and God bless.